So there's only one more county that I have data for. If I had time or felt like it, I should do it for all the counties in Wisconsin, although I don't even live in Wisconsin anymore. I would like to move back there, but because of what I chose to do for a career, I just haven't been able to find a full-time job in Wisconsin, so I haven't been living there for 3 years. So this is Peepin County, Wisconsin. It is in the Driftless area. It's towards the northern part of the Driftless area in Wisconsin. It doesn't have a ton of trout streams, but it's a really funny shaped county. I really don't know why this county is funny shaped. But I know some of its borders are rivers, but then there's the square parts of it too, which are kind of silly. But anyways, this county doesn't have a ton of trout streams, but it does have some. And I don't think I've ever been in Peepin County before, or Pepin County. They might pronounce it a little differently. But anyways, this data was collected by electrofishing, where they shock a certain distance of the creek and net all the fish, then measure them, and then they use that to determine the amount of trout per mile, which is how they one of the ways they characterize trout stream quality. And I have characterized these into the amount over certain sizes per mile for both brown and brook trout. And I don't think they caught any rainbow trout in this county, so I don't think I've included any rainbow trout. So the first creek is Porcupine Creek, and this is not the creek where you want to fish if you want to avoid getting quills, because there's probably lots of porcupines there, because why else would they name it Porcupine Creek? But this creek was only shot once over the 6 years of data that I analyzed, and this stream only had some brook trout in it, and the biggest brook trout was 8.7 inches. The next creek is Plum Creek, and Plum Creek was surveyed every year. And Plum Creek has both brook and brown trout in it, and it is about equal numbers of each species of trout. And they did catch some pretty large brown trout in this creek, though it doesn't have a super high number of trout per mile, but they caught some larger fish in it. I really don't know what this creek is like. I think Slayer Mike has fished this creek before or posted a video of him fishing it. I think he caught some brown trout and maybe some brook trout in it. But you could probably check out his video. He knows more about the streams in this area than I do. But anyways, this would be a stream we might want to try because it has both brook and brown trout in it. The next creek is Fall Creek, and Fall Creek has a lot of brook trout in it, but not a lot of brown trout in it. And they sort of looks like they surveyed this every year in the data that I have. And the brook trout aren't any size particularly huge. That biggest one they caught was 12 inches between the 6 surveys I have data for. The next creek is Bogus Creek, and this creek is really probably full of bogus. Actually, it's full of brook trout, but again, the brook trout they caught out of this creek were not very large. This creek didn't have any brown trout in it. I must think this creek is a pretty small creek too, but I could be completely wrong because I haven't been to any of these creeks. I wish I had more to talk about on these streams. The next creek is Bear Creek, and I would be very careful for bears fishing on Bear Creek because you'll probably get attacked by them. And Bear Creek has both brown and brook trout in it. It has more brook trout in it than brown trout in it. And they did catch some decent sized trout of each species in these surveys. Not huge, but a 13.6-inch brookie is pretty decent for these surveys if you look at the surveys that I have. And they caught a 19-inch brown. The last creek is Arkansas Creek. And for some reason, the Arkansas in Pepin County is spelled different than the Arkansas state. I don't know why, but who knows why it's even called Arkansas. But Arkansas Creek has a lot of brook trout in it and some brown trout in it. And they caught some all right sized trout too. So this creek you might want to try too. I only have one more county to post this that I have data for, which is Pierce County. So that'll be the last one of these videos. I should put them into a playlist so people can look at these to see about how many trout are in different streams throughout the driftless area in Wisconsin. and maybe take my suggestions of where to fish. So that'll be it for this video.